Hi, this is CL Brown with my three-point shots from Louisville's 79-73 win over Duke. The first shot has to do with Louisville point guard David Johnson. The freshman from Louisville has been kind of bubbling since coming back from a shoulder surgery and rehab earlier in the year, missed the first 4 games. A lot of people around Louisville felt like he was capable of having a game like he had tonight. He erupts for a career-high 19 points, also had 7 assists. Now, he ended up with 5 turnovers, but you wonder if Coach Mack is just going to have to live with that kind of play, because he can elevate this team, I think, to a level that the other point guards, Fresh Kimball and Darius Perry, when he's asked to run point guard, it's not the same. Johnson has great court vision. He can pass ahead. He did that a number of times tonight where he caught Duke kind of off guard and got out in transition, got Louisville out in transition very quickly. He brings something special to the floor when he's out there. Plus, he's a big guard, and against a team like Duke, where Trey Jones is, he's got a couple of inches on Trey Jones, it ends up being beneficial for the Cardinals. So that's something to look out for as they move forward. Coach Mack, after the game, did not tip his hand and say that Johnson all of a sudden is going to be their guy at point guard. He still talked about Fresh Kimball's role, especially as a leader on this team. But it's just something to keep an eye out on. I think at some point maybe his talent is going to be greater than having a veteran on the floor. The second shot was the physical play. Duke complained after the game. I don't know if complain might be too strong of a word, but it was something that they mentioned, saying that it kind of threw them off early on, especially. That's why Louisville was able to get out to such a big lead early, 25-10 at one point in the first half. It took a while for them to adjust, is what Trey Jones said after the game. I think that's something that Duke is going to have to deal with, especially with some of the more talented teams. Florida State, which is now tied for first place with Louisville in the league, is also a team with length that can play that physical style of defense. And kind of Duke was on his heels for a little bit, got Vernon Carey and Matthew Hurt both in foul trouble with 4 fouls. And if Duke doesn't have that front court play, then they might be in trouble if they have to overly rely on their perimeter play. Tonight they were just 6 of 25 from three-point range, and 3 of those threes came from Matthew Hurt. So they really struggled shooting the ball from outside. And again, if teams are able to play them physically inside and they take away Vernon Carey as that number 1 option, then somebody from Duke has to make shots. The third shot was the job that Duke did defensively on Jordan Nwora from Louisville. Held to only 6 points on 3 of 12 shooting. But if anyone told you before the game that Nwora was only going to score 6 points, you probably wouldn't have thought Louisville would basically win a game that they led almost from start to finish. You probably think that Louisville was going to lose that game. But I think it speaks to how Louisville has grown. Chris Mack talked about this being the 3rd straight win on the road for Louisville, and that his team is improving, despite some people maybe thinking that they were struggling since it took overtime to win at Pittsburgh. But it's a road game in the ACC, which is always going to be a little bit tougher, and sometimes you're going to struggle in ways that you may not at home. But if you're able to pull out a win, you pull out a win. So I think it shows the growth of this team, and it shows that it's not just a one-man team, Jordan Nwora. So those are my three-point shots from Louisville's win over Duke. Click on clbrownhoops.com for more coverage of ACC basketball. Please click on the like or subscribe button to CL Brown Hoops YouTube channel.